begin our look at sports on the baseball diamond. That's right, fans. Baseball is back. The lockout is over. We have a new collective bargaining agreement. The owner-imposed lockout goes 99 days. But thankfully, we will see a full season with a few rule changes in Major League Baseball. Opening day is right around the corner. The first week is in April. MLB free agency and spring training is now officially underway. We'll loop in the latest with the Yankees and Mets right here at number 5 on 5 on 5, a recap of 5 trending stories and a look ahead at the latest from around the world of sports. The Bronx Bombers' first move with the lockout lifted saw a 5-player swap with Minnesota that sent Gary Sanchez and Gio Urshela to the Twins for former MVP Josh Donaldson, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, and Ben Rortvedt. More on this deal in my C-list. I certainly have plenty to say. Meantime, the Mets bolstered their starting rotation on Saturday, striking a deal with the Oakland Athletics for right-hander Chris Bassett. The Mets sent 2 minor league pitchers to the A's in this deal. Bassett made his major league debut with the Chicago White Sox back in 2014 and had been with Oakland since 2015, since undergoing Tommy John surgery and missing the 2017 season. He is 29-14 with a 3.23 ERA and 396 strikeouts to 122 walks. It is a nice under-the-radar move for the Amazons. Perhaps the biggest news, though, for the Mets this week was what happened to star Pete Alonso on his way to spring training. The Mets first baseman told reporters that he was involved in a scary car accident on his way to camp in Port St. Lucie. According to Alonso, another vehicle ran a red light and struck his car, which flipped over 3 times. He is grateful to be okay and excited about playing baseball again.
It's truly amazing how I'm here, and again, I'm so fortunate that everyone's okay, and I don't know. I'm just really happy that that my wife sprung into action when she did. She was a trooper yesterday. So a lot of emotional toll, but here, happy and healthy.
In the 4th spot, we are equally excited for the return of our champions here in the Bronx. New York City FC, the defending MLS Cup champions, breezed to a 4-1 win over Montreal in their home opener. A banner ceremony and a victory to boot. Here's more from inside the locker room.
I think the first half was excellent. We pressed them really high. We won the ball in good situations. We put them the first ball forward, and then we counter-attacked them hard, and we get 2 goals. We should have killed the game in the first half. So that's something we could have done better. But when you create so many chances, it's hard to play against us.
In the 3 spot, the latest from our local Scholastic Roundup, which includes our BX Team of the Week, filled with plenty of Bronx Players of the Week. When Stepanak and Cardinal Hayes met 2 weeks ago for the Archdiocesan title, Stepanak locked down Hayes to the tune of just 10 points in the first half and 44 the game. The rematch, the 4th between these teams during this season, saw the kids from the Bronx in a role reversal. The Crusaders entered ranked number 1 in the state, having won 14 straight. They suffered an off night at the worst time and dropped the CHSAA City Championship game to Hayes at Hofstra University. Final score 79-59. Credit goes where most deserved here nonetheless, and that's Cardinal Hayes. CHSAA AA intersectional champions. Has a very nice ring to it. On the pro side, the Brooklyn Nets got the better of the orange and blue this past Sunday in Brooklyn. The Nets defeat the Knicks 110-107. We go back inside the locker room for more.
Just try to go with the flow and do what's required of me out there. And I felt like tonight, we were shorthanded a bit in the scoring department. Missing Kyle, missing Seth, missing LaMarcus. So I felt like we started the game off fast, but then they got hot as well, and I didn't want us to get stagnant on the offensive side of the ball, so I just put up a lot of shots tonight. And Andre was there to rebound a lot of them for me, and guys played off of me today. They seen I had it going early, so they were looking for me pretty often. So it was I felt good as the game went on.
And we round out the first half of this 5-on-5 with On This Date in Bronx sports history. Baseball has strongly tried to disassociate itself from gambling over the years as a result of all the troubles that it had during the game's early lifetime. As a result, on this day in 1985, Commissioner Bowie Kuhn banned Yankee great Mickey Mantle for life after he signed autographs at a casino. Mantle was retired at the time of the incident, and the ban was eventually lifted. There is a great article in the New York Times on Mantle and fellow New York sports icon Willie Mays, who also went through the same thing at the time. To the back end of 5 on 5 we go. Racing headlines number 1. Formula One. Yes, indeed. Formula One opens the season this weekend in Bahrain, days after Drive to Survive Season 4 hit Netflix to get the buzz going. Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen see their first official action since the controversial conclusion to last season that saw Max win his first title and Lewis still searching for his record-breaking 8th. Lewis made some other headlines this past week saying that he will add his mother's surname to his name as a tribute to both of his parents. Meanwhile, IndyCar is finally back on the track after the opener in St. Pete on February 27th. IndyCar is at Texas Motor Speedway this Sunday. 2 races for the price of 1. In at 2, the NCAA tournament rolls on here in the month of March. Sad to see the Iona men fell tonight, seeded Ryder right out of the gate in the MAC tourney. The women also fell in the conference tourney, but managed to win the first round game. Same deal for both Fordham basketball programs. They lose in the quarterfinals of the A10 tournament. The Villanova men headline the locals after winning the Big East at Madison Square Garden. They are in the NCAA tourney field. The Fordham women and Iona men get the consolation NIT bids. Congrats to all that are still playing in the month of March. In at number 3, the Knicks are home to face Washington Friday tonight and Utah Sunday at MSG. Both games tip at 7:30. At 4, the Nets welcome Portland tonight to the Barclays, 7:30 there as well. And at 5, our first spring training action this weekend for both the Yankees and the Mets. Check out MLB.com and the specific websites for team schedules. Cheers to baseball. To the C-list we go. Interesting trade here for the Pinstripers. Gio has been the Yankees' starting third baseman for most of the last 3 seasons when healthy. Sanchez looked like a future superstar as a rookie in 2016 and was an all-star in 2017 and then again in 2019. But he has not become the monster that many thought he would be. Like the movie The Bronx Tale, nothing like wasted talent. And I think that certainly is the case when it comes to Gary Sanchez. I think the move is good for the Twins, although I'm not really sure if Gio or Gary are ever the same. The same could be said for Donaldson here in the Bronx. Yet I think he's a better gamble, in my opinion, than both of those guys. The 3-time All-Star won the 2015 AL MVP and has 2 other top 5 finishes in MVP voting. He had 247 with 26 doubles, 26 homers, 72 RBI, 73 runs, and a 3.2 WAR in 135 games for the Twins last season. He has been hampered by some injuries the last several years and likely won't hit for a high average again, but he's still an imposing middle-order power hitter, and I think he'll be great for the locker room. He's feisty, and he's a guy that I think will actually ignite the Yankees. I actually like the other 2 players in this deal. I really like Gold Glove shortstop Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. He's young and a nice stopgap until top prospect Anthony Volpe comes up, while catcher Ben Rortvedt is great defensively and will allow Higgy, Kyle Higashioka, to start and split time in a solid platoon. I give the trade a grade of B for now. If Donaldson regains his form, it could pay higher dividends for the Bronx Bombers. If nothing else, the Yanks shed some weight, no pun intended, with Sanchez, and they feel that Donaldson and Kiner-Falefa are enough to sacrifice Gio and the potential that Sanchez has. Let's just be happy that baseball is back. That just sounds so great to say. That's your look at sports. I'm Bobby C.